Well, certainly we're very pleased to be able to have won this match. We thought Indiana was a pretty good team. We found out they were. They have a couple of exceptionally good players. They play hard, and their coach is very good. And so we're very fortunate to be able to have gotten a win and get to advance. I have a lot of young players, basically 3 juniors and a bunch of freshmen. And they've been doing a great job all year, and didn't know how they'd respond going into the regionals. And I think they responded quite well. I was really pleased with my libero, Natalie Haglund. Was super tonight, both passing and defense, and that's what you want your libero to do. Lauren Williams had a great match, and she was able to neutralize Benson a little bit. She's a great player, Benson, and when Lauren can go over the top of her, that says something. I thought our setter was good and in control tonight and ran our system quite well, and I was pleased that we were able to hit so well in the third set. I didn't think we were executing too well, or maybe have to give Indiana credit for that, because we've been averaging over 300 in our offensive attack over the last 7 or 8 matches, and they held us down, and we had a few more errors. So I think they stressed us pretty good. But in the third set, we were back to what our goal has been: 3 errors or less per game. That proved, I guess, to be too much. And we had good serving again tonight, and our serving keeps being an important factor in us being able to advance. So we want to keep track of that and keep on our game there.
We'll now open up to the players. Before asking your question, could you please state your name and affiliation?
Alex, I'm Kevin Goheen with NCAA.com. You guys have won 14 of 15 now here in this streak. What's been the key?
Our consistency. We've been hustling really well. We've been practicing really hard. Our defense has really been improving a lot, and I think that I'd have to say is probably the main thing that's made the game easier for us. Everybody's been working really hard on that.
Aaron Siegel, Eisman, Indiana Daily student. Falyn, could you talk a little bit about the blocks of USC? It really seemed like they were really aggressive tonight as the team, the whole.
I think I would say the last 5 matches, personally, it's just focus. I mean, blocking is the hardest part of the game. Probably have the most net fouls I've ever had in my life. And but I've been more aggressive this year because, I mean, I have Alex, I have Katie, and I have Alexis and Lauren, just blocking balls away. So I think it's pressure on each other that we have to, get the block tight, get the blocks together, and just be aggressive. As he always says, blocking is aggressive, and you have to, kind of be mean about it. And I think that's the #1 thing that we've been working on is defense and blocking.
Next question. Are there any?
John Cummings, State Daily. We talked about different styles and seeing Big Ten teams against Pac-10 teams. They kind of take you guys a little while to get adjusted to the difference in style, and you talked about the hitting and the first game to kind of figure things out and get things picked up. Or?
I'd say, for me personally, it took me a while to get comfortable offensively because they were hustling really, really well, especially hitting off the hands, which usually has been kind of a to-go shot when I couldn't see anything open. And I went there a few times in a row, and I hit those balls pretty far, but they're really hustling like crazy. And it's hard to keep going hard at it every time. That's probably one of the main things I had to adjust to is just keep going hard and really stay aggressive and not, keep playing aggressively without thinking too much, even though they're going to hustle.
Next question.
Sean Morrison with Inside Indiana. I noticed in the first couple sets, there were a lot of sets going to the middle, and just tips and things like that were sort of falling for you guys. Was that by design, just looking at like what I was doing, or is that just a typical thing for you to sort of go to the middle more often than most offenses do?
For us to go to middle and tip, for them
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
I think our middles are amazing. I've never played with such tall, agile athletes in my life. They get better every day. And I mean, Lauren Williams is just so long and lanky that she gets balls that are over her head and can tip them like that, and stands on the ground and can tip straight down. So I mean, she's just gets better every day, tries new shots. Alexis Olgard is powerful, and she goes for everything and pushes herself because Lauren does. I mean, they have gotten smarter with tipping because they used to hit all the time, and now they're, I think they see a lot more personally. That's just.
I think it was very smart of them to do that. I think that they might have had the same problems I did as far as going up and they might not have had the typical angles that they had open, and by tipping around and trying to see what they might have open, maybe opening other things up and stuff like that.
Next question. Sorry.
I was just going to say, honestly, that wasn't the game plan. We were a little anxious, and the connection was a little bit off, and Kendall had the foresight to make sure she got the sets high enough. The toughest shot to defend is the fling ball, where you don't get your hand on it, it just barely gets a finger or two, and nobody can read that. And those things go down every time, and if you got to 25-24 and you wanted to kill, you wish you could order a fling ball, because if you hit it, the other team's not going to get it, but it's very difficult to do. But I thought those did go down for us, and one of the reasons that we set higher because Benson gets up there. She's good, and she's very explosive, and her dad must have married well, because she's a lot quicker than he was. She's really good.
We have time for one more question.
Now, I wanted to ask you, Coach remarked about how young you guys are. How do you think you guys are handling this run?
Personally, he says this all the time, we're not freshmen anymore. We've had to come into our own through Pac-10, because Pac-10 is just, another level that I've never seen before. And I feel right now that the whole team is just gelled, and we've had to push each other. And the bond that we have, as a tight team, has been able to excel and make us push each other and get better. And I've improved, every day. Every day is a new goal for, and I know it's not just for me. I think it's for everyone. And I think it's just great how even the older players are getting better. It's just, it's a great, learning curve for all of us.
Any further questions?
Jim Gordillo from the Herald Times of Bloomington. Alex, can you just talk about sets 2 and set 3? There's a tipping point in both of them, 15-15, 16-16. Talk about the way you guys took control of both of those matches and polished them both off when they were in doubt.
You just keep playing hard. They're the type of team that will never give up. And it doesn't matter if you just ace it 3 times in a row. You're going to come back just as aggressively, like it's 0-0. And I think that was about that. I mean, 15-15, whoever that had come back at that point was about who's going to stay aggressive, who's going to keep pushing, who wants it the most, who's going to hustle those next 2 balls. And it's just a dogfight.
I think they showed a lot of heart. A lot of heart. And I respect that a lot.
This team has been separating lately between 16 and 20. We've, though, in the last 7 or 8 matches, been first to 8, first team to 16, and in most cases, first team to 20. That's a real good sign when you compartmentalize the game. So they've kept their focus on what's important and tried to segment it, and they've done a very good job. But now we're trying to reduce errors after 20. That's really the next level for us. If we can do that, we can be a pretty good team, I think.
Final question? That concludes today's press conference. Good luck in the next round.